During the 2026 World Cup, millions of fans was something completely unexpected. Lionel Messi had just scored a brilliant hat-trick against Algeria, a moment that should have sparked wild celebration. Instead, after his very first goal, Leo broke down right there on the pitch, tears streaming down his face. The football world was stunned. Why was the greatest player on earth weeping after a historic World Cup goal? At the time, Leo choked back his emotions in the post-match press conference, admitting he was carrying some difficult and complicated days that had nothing to do with football. Now the heartbreaking reason behind those tears has come to light. The football world is mourning the loss of Jorge Messi, who has passed away at the age of 68 in his hometown of Rosario, Argentina, following a long private battle with a chronic illness. For months, George had quietly fighting behind the scenes, alternating between his home and a local clinic. And that invisible storm is what tearing Leo apart inside while he carried the weight of a nation. To understand why George's passing hit so hard, you have to look back at how it all started. Long before Camp Nou, Ballon d'Or trophies, and global stardom, life in Rosario was a daily grind. George worked as a manager in a local steel factory, spending his long shifts surrounded by heavy machinery just to provide for his family. But at home, he saw something extraordinary in his young son. When a rare growth hormone deficiency threatened to cut short Leo's football dreams before they could even begin, local clubs couldn't afford the costly daily medical treatments. Most fathers would have had to accept the heartbreaking reality. George didn't. He became his son's first coach, his toughest critic, and his fiercest protector, refusing to let financial hardship steal his boy's gift. In the year 2000, George made a choice that changed football history forever. He packed up his life, left his stable job, and crossed the ocean to Spain with a 13-year-old Lionel. They arrived in Barcelona with no guarantees, just a famous trial and a promise scrawled on a paper napkin. While young Leo sat in hotel rooms fighting back tears of homesickness, George sat right beside him, sharing the quiet pain, hiding his own worries, and asking his son every single day if he wanted to stay and fight for his dream. That unwavering backbone is what kept the dream alive when everything else pointed toward failure. As Leo grew into a global superstar, George transitioned into his trusted agent and advisor, navigating multi-million dollar contracts and shielding his son from the toxic media circus of modern football. Yet, despite holding one of the most powerful positions in sports, George deliberately stayed in the shadows. He rarely spoke to the press, letting his son's magical feet do the talking. Newell's Old Boys, the club where it all started, beautifully described him as the pillar of strength and vision who supported the career of the greatest player of all time. George Messi may be gone, but every single trophy, every goal, and every tear shed on that pitch carries the fingerprints of a father who gave everything so his son could reach the stars. Rest in peace, George.